We are live from Decatur, Georgia, inside the beautiful Decatur High School, where tonight Decatur FC take on Atlanta Fire United. Thank you so much for joining us wherever you may be. I am Drew Dickinson, joined by my tag team partner tonight, John Nelson. John, how goes it, partner?
After what happened in the midweek, a big win for Decatur FC on the road at Fort Finley up against Chattanooga FC. Right now, DFC's in the driver's seat here in the Peachtree section of the Southeastern Conference. What happens tonight? Does AFU bring them closer to the pack, or does it Decatur FC making yet another statement at the top of the division?
To elaborate on what John means is Decatur FC in about 3.5 minutes have a chance to continue their undefeated streak this season, look to improve at 4-0. And as you can see, the standings on the season so far, Decatur FC a perfect 3-0. Chattanooga FC, who fell to Decatur earlier this week on Tuesday to be exact. Next week, the week after next, two big matchups between Georgia Impact, who are 1-0-2, and you see Fire come in tonight at 1-0-2. And week 2 opponent for Decatur FC, the Gunners, are at 1-0-3. And, John, I want to mention just one little tidbit. Decatur FC fell in the national rankings from 7 down to 14, but I think that's just because they haven't had their extra game played this week. So we'll see how they fare tonight against a Atlanta Fire side who would like to be doing a little bit better this season.
So we'll see what happens with the lineups. Once again, big matchup here tonight on NSN. Let's run through the lineups as we know them and the personnel as we know them and get y'all figured out. You want to follow along in pen or pencil, however you want to do it tonight. It's going to be a big matchup here in the Peachtree and in the Southeast. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And, it is another perfect night for soccer. So if you're sitting at home, thank you for listening. If you're bored, come on out to Decatur High School. It's a very cool 88 degrees.
Cool 88, he says.
It's beautiful out. So, like I said, if you don't have anything to do on a Friday.
Grace guys, and I'm like, 15%, sure.
Yeah, give or take.
Humidity 50%, which means that you're probably playing in the low 90s when it comes to your conditions here in beautiful downtown Decatur and getting ready for it. Lights are on because that's what you need at 100 seconds to go before kick. What else do we need to tell the folks before we get up and running?
Just quick reminder, we are at the home of Decatur FC shows out every single home match. And, John, they're not quite at the record number. What was it, 2,550 week 1?
2,600.
Yes, but they are starting to pack the stadium tonight, and it's looking so far so good.
Let's roll through the starting lineups and let you know where we are.
For sure.
Who to face here. And then once again, you see the crowd tonight. And I know a lot of them are stuck at the merch tent, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, and I told John right as he got here, they almost suckered me into dropping some cash at the merch table, but we'll save that for another day. We talked about the lineups, right. And John, not too many changes from the home team. We still got Nikki Badoon will start in goal, and right in front of her, Jasmine Ferguson, Ania Collier, Carly Oobs, and, of course, Micah Bryant. And, John, we talk about it every game here with Decatur FC. They're going to start in that 3-4-3, and out of possession, they're going to drop into a back four. And it's kind of fun to see in how they transition. They do it very well. And leading the line, Maggie Wadsworth. She's number 3 from Mississippi State University. Right behind her, playing in that number 10 role, will be Sydney Thibodeau, Mason El Shami, and Ali Plano, and of course Carly Borgelt, who will anchor and sit right in front of that back three. Look for her to be that sideline to sideline midfielder. John, what do we got for Atlanta Fire United tonight?
After the dress blues, let's take a peek at the Fire, who are in their dress reds, the visiting reds. It is in net Savannah Sabo wearing number 1, Sophia Martelli wearing number 3. Abby Kilman, who is going to be in the attack up the right-hand side. Keep an eye on Abby Kilman wearing 6. Layla Alvarez wearing 12. Olivia Cohen wearing 7. Emma Pethel wearing number 8. Wesley Istone-Haupt, for those of you that know your Gwinnett County High School soccer, a force in North Gwinnett and at North Gwinnett High School. Kaylee Hilton wearing 15, Taylor Yeomans wearing 9, Lydia Lewis wearing 13, Danielle Lewin wearing 16. That's your starters for Dominic Martelli and AFU tonight. The bench will be the bench when we see it, but the dress, the Decatur Blues tonight.
Yeah, it's our first time seeing them in their Decatur Blues tonight, John. Looking forward to this one as we're speaking. Both teams coming on to the pitch. John, real quick, let's talk keys to the match. And, of course, we'll start with the home team. And one thing that they've done every single game this season, which they have won, is they have won the possession battle. And that's something I feel that they need to do again tonight. And, of course, one thing they do better than anybody in the league, that's utilize the wide spaces.
And at the same time, for the visitors, Atlanta Fire United tune out the noise of 2,000 plus.
Yep.
And it was not a misprint.
You copied me.
It was not a misprint, and I was not copying you, sir, because for those that watched AFU and Georgia Impact, you get to see Kilman and Istone Haupt in the wide spaces. It's going to be fun to see them attacking down the right-hand side, going up against the Decatur FC in defense.
Here we go. The first 45 is underway. Decatur FC welcoming Atlanta Fire United. Decatur looking to go 4-0. As we look down onto the pitch, Decatur going left to right in their dress blues and going left to right. As Atlanta Fire plays the ball across the middle from the left side. John, dangerous positioning here for Decatur FC's defense.
Early cross from Lydia Lewis. Now it goes to Abby Kilman. We'd mentioned Kilman in the open. Once again, cycled back to Lewis, 30 yards away from goal. Edge of the 18. Can Yeoman get there? She does second, but she gains possession for AFU. Kicked back out, 35 yards away, and Fire will try to regroup. Slip on the surface here. And that's another thing to kind of pay attention to if you're Atlanta Fire United, getting used to this artificial surface here at Decatur High School.
In possession now, Maggie Wadsworth lays to the left side. Hospital ball, luckily her teammate helped her out, stepped in one possession, still in possession, Decatur FC. Looking for Emma Chapman. John, we got a little bit of tangle on the starting lineups tonight. Looks like Emma Chapman is going to be starting in the midfield for Decatur FC. And also, we got Jerry Butts starting in the back, on the right side of that back three for Decatur FC. Couple of last-second changes from Coach Campbell Chapman.
We're obviously on the hop ourselves. Lydia Lewis, quick 1-2, back to Yeomans up the left-hand side, 10 yards inside the attacking half, now 20. Cuts it back to her right. Into the middle, looking for Istone Haupt. Istone Haupt on the 360 and the bit of a spinneroonie. But possession goes back to Decatur FC.
Amelia Collier takes it away, finds the feet of Emma Chapman. Chapman back to Collier. Beautiful through ball. Collier finding the feet of Wadsworth. Wadsworth through the legs, lays it off to Thibodeau. Tibbs carrying the ball through the middle. Uses her right foot to lay it off to the left wing. 1v1. Ball's brought in the inside. Top right corner of the 18. Shot. Deflected. Wadsworth brings it back down. Nice header, lucky bounce. Ali Plano bringing the ball, taking the end line, putting it up top. Nice save from the goalkeeper for Atlanta Fire.
Savannah Sabo cutting the corner. Defense was there from Layla Alvarez, and you saw the ball take a bit of an odd hop that kind of helped Fire out on defense a little bit. On the turn, foul, as Yeomans tried to turn 20 yards away from center line, so it'll be a free kick for AFU and Lydia Lewis.
John, we said utilize the wide spaces for Decatur FC, and you see it just 2 minutes into the ball game. First attack, they take the end line, put it up top. As Atlanta Fire try to go through the middle, the ball is put to the feet of Jasmine Ferguson, who gives it right back to the Fire. And John, they're off to the races.
Cohen up top looking for Sophia Martelli. Martelli in a bit of a back and forth with possession goes over the end line, and it's going to be an early corner, 3rd minute for the visitors. Let's take another peek. See the early collision. Martelli was there combining with Micah Bryant. It ends up as a corner over at the far corner flag.
Micah's got to be careful. She'll probably want to make another decision if she had to do that one again.
Playing short on the turn. Just inside the 18. Contact inside the 18. Incidental as Danielle Lewin went down.
Nice officiating.
One back by AFU on the turn, trying to keep Sophia Martelli from getting inside the 18. Here comes Decatur.
Dylan Driver, the lone goal scorer in the game on Tuesday against Chattanooga FC. She got him on the board first, followed by an own goal. Decatur FC coming down the right side. Long ball down the right wing, looking for Wadsworth. Just a bit too heavy from Collier. Easy save for Fire.
Kaylee Hilton keeping an eye on it, making sure that Sabo was the only one to touch. Handful of number changes from the midweek when Impact and Fire played one another.
John, that looks like apparently it was a goal kick.
Okay, so it was a goal kick. It went over the inline, last touched by Decatur, and so Sabo brings it forward. Pinballing inside center circle, big quick turn by Lewin up and over, but the only one there is Badoon, and so Decatur will take it from left to right.
Badoon plays it out to the right side to Butts, who's pressured early. Foul. Referee says, calm down just a wee bit.
With the accent?
I think so. I heard it.
Okay, just checking.
Ball's on the left side. Michael Bryant, South Carolina Gamecock, carrying it up the left side. Lays it off for Plano. Plano burning down the left wing. She's got Driver inside. She opts to keep going down that wing, taking the inline, putting it up top, deflected, corner, left side for Decatur FC. And coming in from the back will be Jasmine Ferguson. She's looking like she's going to hit that far post and maybe pick up the trash here, John, as Emma Chapman stands by herself right at the top of the 18. And look at Borgelt creeping in, lots of space in front of her. That's who I'd keep my eye on. Right foot corner, in swinger from Tibbs. And Ferguson, my gosh, I told you, Jasmine Ferguson sneaking in from the far post, almost finding a head there, John. Here's this replay. Thibodeau, right foot, in swinger, far post. Almost, just didn't get the direction she needed, Ferguson, once again.
Up and over Sabo, and Ferguson was there, but header misdirected and ends up as a goal kick as we're now late here in the 6th minute heading toward the 7th. Sabo with the quick start stop, rolls it back to the edge of the 6. Thumbs up to the AR. It's like, yes, got you covered. It's all good.
6 inches, maybe put that ball back.
Exactly.
In possession, Maggie Wadsworth. She turns, tries to play it on the outside left, and it's deflected off the official. Decatur ball.
That's a drop ball there from 15 yards in.
Sportsmanship would hopefully see Fire. Yeah. Nice playing it. Butts in possession on the right side. She's got Collier further wide. She goes through to the middle. Deflected. Space running through it is Plano. And deflected off Atlanta Fire. Another corner from the left side for Decatur FC.
I think it went off of Layla Alvarez as it went backward as Alvarez was trying to clear. And it ends up going backward toward net as opposed to away from the edge of the 18. Early opportunity here late in the 7th minute for Decatur FC.
Auburn Tiger alum Sydney Thibodeau to take the corner once again. Right foot in swinger, top of the 6, cleared away by Atlanta Fire.
Hilton being very authoritative there with the header to get it away from the 18. Estone Haupt 25 yards away from center line. Plays it up the right-hand side. A couple of quick 1-2 passes. Ball kind of hangs in the air, but second ball won back by Fire. Estone Haupt plays it up the right-hand side. Too much. Looking for Sophia Martelli. Wide open down the left-hand side was Yeomans.
I mean, John, tons of space all by herself. Just didn't find the correct pass. Throw in from Bryant to Ferguson. Another foul. Free kick for Decatur FC right outside the right side of the 18. Ferguson's going to drop it back to Badoon. University of Georgia goalkeeper lays it off right side of the corner of the 18 to Butts. She looks through to Chapman, but she telegraphed it. Atlanta Fire United step in, win the ball back. But as I say it, Emma Chapman wins it, but the referee sees it and rightfully calls a foul.
Lewin taken down after Olivia Cohen anticipated nicely there. You see the contact.
I don't know about that one. It's a good play.
Lewin with the lobby, and the center ref goes for the foul, so it'll be a set piece. Halfway through the 9th minute, Decatur trying to
I've never seen that.
Crowd a little bit just to make sure that the defense gets all set before they back up 10. It's like, give me 3 and then go back another 7.
Well, it's just the way they timed it. The gamesmanship of that.
It's all about.
I like that.
Lydia Lewis looking at the 3 in the wall for Decatur. Just inside 30 from net. Flick header tries to go toward the back post too much and too wide. It will be a goal kick for Decatur FC.
Yeah, she immediately put her hands on her head because she knew she could have done a lot better than she did. Goal kick, Badoon puts it right in the middle of the 6. She's got Ferguson to her left, who she gives it to. Ferguson swings it further left to Bryant. Bryant takes a touch, looks up, goes back to Badoon. Badoon one times it back to Bryant, who's immediately pressured. Decatur has to get the ball out of the danger zone. Atlanta Fire are turning up the heat. You see what I did?
No.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's $1.
Oh yeah, we're coming heat. We're coming hard tonight.
$1 in the jar. Danielle Lewin loses possession. Decatur tries to clear.
They got that lucky bounce there, allowed Wadsworth to get possession. She swings it far right, lots of space for Collier. Ania Collier creating some space inside, was Driver for making that run down the wing. Collier lays it up to Wadsworth. Wadsworth, goal scorer this season more than once. She hits a shot, goes far left. Was it deflected? No, goal kick, visitors.
Wide of the near post. Sabo had it tracked the entire time. There's another look at it. You see how wide it goes at the target. Here's your turn. And from 25, green light's there.
Yeah.
But not enough turn on the ball.
As we say this, she gets the ball
There's
back in
pressure.
possession, John. Thibodeau, left side! Sydney Thibodeau, big time shot from the left side of the 18. Sails wide right. What an opportunity there for Decatur FC.
Pressure was there by DFC to try to gain possession once again. Take another look. You see stepping into the play and then wind and go. Just misses far post. And Savannah Sabo, here's your second look. Once again, just inside 25. Sabo did have it tracked to the far post, but it does end up going wide.
Good bit of competition here between both teams. 34.5 to go in the first half. Score remains tied at 0. As I say that, Ali Plano taking the inline, putting it up top once again. John, she didn't get those hips swung far enough inside. Atlanta Fire back in possession.
Alvarez with the clearance, looking for Sophia Martelli. Martelli tries to pass through 2 at the back.
Gotta be careful.
Lewin was there trying to advance it forward. Goes back to Badoon.
Badoon feeling the pressure, lays it up the middle to Borgelt. Borgelt's dispossessed inside the 18. This could spell bad news. What a save from Nikki Badoon! Diving to her right, smacking it out with her right paw. Here's a replay on this. Heavy touch from Borgelt. Haven't said that at all this season. Left foot shot, nice save with that right hand, John.
From up high, once again, you see Lewin with the pressure from behind. And then big pause up in the air for Badoon. Big save to keep it goalless. Sabo back live action. Tries to clear, only gets it 20 yards forward. And here comes Dylan Driver.
Driver, another long shot attempted. This one, does it bend enough? No, it does not. Gutsy shot there from Dylan Driver. Tried to bend it top left corner, and it sails wide left. Check this out again. The confidence from Decatur FC on these long shots tonight, John. It's like the third in a row.
Green lights there. Go ahead and take it. Kaylee Hilton there defending for Atlanta Fire. Both teams not afraid. You're seeing a lot of pressure early on from both sides trying to create opportunities. And here comes Atlanta Fire halfway through their own defensive half turnover.
Chapman gets in there and takes the ball away from the Fire, lays it off to Driver, who feeds it to Thibodeau. Thibodeau leaves it through for Plano. Plano flying on the left side, puts it across the middle, looking for Driver, headed away by the Fire. Right back to the feet, though, of Borgelt. One time out of the air, gives it back to Fire, and John, they got some space. Here we go.
Yeomans at center line on a 10-yard run, cuts it back to her right, tried to go center, and the pass intended for Sophia Martelli ends up back with Decatur FC.
Collier to the feet of Wadsworth, who's pressured heavy, and she's going to be forced to make a foul. More of a frustration foul than anything. Tonight, Fire are doing a great job of putting pressure on Decatur FC. Here you see the replay right there. That one was definitely a foul. Good officiating once again. Free kick for the visitors, John.
Wadsworth sticking with it. And I was like, wait a second. How are we advancing it into the attacking half? I mean, like I said, I appreciate the attempt by Abby Kilman.
The gusto, if you will.
It's like, until the whistle happens, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Absolutely. Ali Plano in possession on the left side, trying to find the ball back at her feet. She does. Drops it back to Bryant. Bryant takes a couple of touches, puts it up through the middle to Driver. Heavy touch. She brings it back down to her feet. Ball's poked away. Dylan able to find it, bring it back to Chapman. Chapman and Collier weren't quite on the same page. Ball's back in possession for Fire.
Back to Sabo. Sabo to Lydia Lewis, out to her left, back into the middle. Looking for Olivia Cohen. Cohen with the outlet long. That's going to go all the way back. Dangerous play, as chasing after it was Sophia Martelli as it went back to Badoon.
Badoon made a very, very smart call to play it out the way she did to not have a deflection.
Inside the 18 and down, and
that's it. You know, one thing that you see here, the official stared down her assistant referee, making sure that she was making the right call. See the replay right here, John.
There's your turn. Now inside the 18, Martelli, contact from behind and from the front.
Yeah, and we said it before, Bryant's got to be careful with making those dangerous tackles in the box. And this time,
it's an early penalty.
They're going to have to pay for it.
From the spot here in the 15th minute. Opportunity for Danielle Lewin.
Decatur FC still undefeated. 0-0. Nice shot. Nice goal. Atlanta Fire with an early penalty kick opportunity, burying it and taking the lead against Decatur FC. What a game.
Danielle Lewin, 16th minute. She goes top shelf, and this one is almost untouchable.
Yeah.
Right down the middle, nicely placed by Lewin. And it's an early test for Decatur FC. And you see Decatur FC meeting 30 yards away from goal, sorting out their own problems, trying to have a bit of a conversation amongst themselves before they go back at it down a goal. They've been in control most of the time. Atlanta Fire has had their opportunities, and they've been clinical with them, especially with Martelli earning the penalty kick that was converted by Lewin. But now, what does Decatur do down a goal at home in a big conference matchup?
And as you say that, Collier lays it down the right wing to Chapman. Chapman back to the inside to Driver, who's fouled. Free kick to Decatur FC. And at the rate that they're going with their long distance shots, John, this one's going to go on goal. I guarantee it.
Take another look. Past the edge of the 18 and Driver down. So it was a foul by Olivia Cohen.
You know, John, one thing that's interesting to see, we are just about 28 and a half minutes to go in the first half. No movement on either bench. It's like both coaches are enjoying what they're watching because these two teams are going at it.
Are they enjoying it or are they locked in, brother?
I think it's a bit of both. But we know Campbell. He's locked in. Thibodeau against the four-person wall. Goes to goal. Bounce right in front of the 6. Nice posturing, nice foot positioning there by the Atlanta Fire goalkeeper.
Sabo had it locked in the entire time. Let's take another peek at it. Up and over and trying to manage the short hop. Nicely done there by Savannah Sabo.
Not easy to do, especially on that short hop. 50-50 ball. Micah Bryant bringing it down to her feet, or trying to. Fire playing so well up top, John.
Stone Haupt challenged right at Badoon.
Easy save for Nikki. She pushes up the defense, and Bryant is either down. Looks like she was fixing her sock. Back to her feet comes Micah Bryant as Badoon ready to knock this punt.
From up high, once again, Stone Haupt tries to challenge, but Badoon had it locked in the entire time.
Ferguson to Butts. And Jerry takes a couple of touches, lays it out to the right side to Collier. Collier, nice cut catch to carry it back inside, outside of the foot to Driver. She receives, turns. Now Bryant in possession. Bad touch. Lays it back down to Borgelt. Thibodeau out wide to Plano. Plano 1v1 where she's won all her battles tonight. Plano taking the inline, putting it up top. Driver inside the 6. Goalkeeper stepping out once again to make a crucial save for the visitors, John.
Pethel was there on the mark. Now watch around Pethel here on the replay. You see Alvarez making sure it gets ushered to Sabo. Once again, your second look from on high. It deflected off of Pethel on second look, and Alvarez was there to make sure it got to Sabo. Here comes Decatur again.
Chapman in the midfield. Finds Borgelt. Borgelt swings it out to Collier. Collier lets it come to her. Plays it back to Butts. Butts pressured very fastly here. She's got to get the ball away. She's still in possession, but Atlanta Fire not making it easy.
Causing a lot of problems to that back line of DFC.
Collier to Borgelt. Borgelt's fired. Borgelt's fouled. Easy for me to say.
That's $1 in the jar.
There we go. That's 2 already. Free kick for.
Actually, I should charge more for puns, I think.
Decatur FC with a free kick just under halfway. And it looks like Collier's going to go long. She's got no support as Borgelt comes back to show some. Nice ball. Dillon lays it off to Chapman. Shot deflected. Back to Driver. Driver cuts on the inside. Finds Wadsworth. Wadsworth, shot deflected and cleared away by Atlanta Fire. Still playing stout defensively tonight, John.
Nicely done so far by the visitors. Lydia Lewis, very, very busy early for Atlanta Fire.
Wadsworth down to Tibbs on the left side of the 18. Thibodeau bringing it inside the 18. She's got Driver. She had Dillon Driver right at the top left corner of the 6. Great defense once again.
This time Kaylee Hilton standing strong. Now, once again, Fire in a sprint through center circle. Martelli on a 40-yard run cuts it back to her right foot. Now, space in the middle, out to the right-hand side. Istone Haupt is going to try and navigate that back line. Deflected corner, AFU.
Very lazy in the midfield this evening for Borgelt, something you really can't say about her all season. Campbell Chapman, there, as I say it, we've got players up and moving on the Decatur sideline along with the couple on the Fire sideline. Corner from the right side.
In swinger with the left, edge of the 6.
Collier
Kept an
will
eye on it the entire time, and here comes DFC.
You know, John, it's a shame that the Fire have only been able to put 1 in the net. They have dominated possession so far tonight. Here comes Dillon Driver. To Plano. Long shot. Nice save once again. And let me just preface what I meant. I meant on the offensive side because possession, honestly, you know, Decatur FC probably has the majority of it. Here's a replay on that offensive attack.
Cuts it to the inside on the right, and the lanes, something that you'll notice, the lanes are clear for Sabo to look. There isn't a whole lot of traffic in front of her. It's easy to navigate to find out where the ball is going and where she needs to be. Sight lines are there so far for Savannah Sabo. Easy grabs most of the night.
Decatur FC living on the long shots tonight, John.
Hey, if you've got a green light from 30, you think, and with the confidence that we've seen from Decatur FC so far this season, not a surprise one bit.
Most of the attack has been down that left side. Let's see if they try and switch it up. Look at this space over here on the right side for Collier.
Cohen into the middle. No one there. And so here comes DFC again, 10 yards away from center line. Now, opportunity up the right.
Driver receives, turns, wants a through ball. Great defense from Fire. Left-footed shot. She goes over the keeper! Dillon Driver! Bang! The Auburn University forward puts her second in the back of the net in 2 games and ties this one up 1-1, 22 and a half to go in the first. John, game on.
Not a shock in this building. Let's take another look at it. Driver cuts it to her left, gets around Alvarez from just outside 25. Sabo at full extension, far post, upper 90, and we are even.
What a goal from Dillon Driver. Uh-oh. Fire want to get one back quick. Nice defending from Decatur FC.
Stone Haupt with the pressure up the middle. But here comes DFC 10 yards from center line.
A lot more movement in the midfield for Decatur FC. Things have changed in the last 30 seconds for the home team. Collier from Driver on the right side. Takes the inline, puts it up top. The ball hit off the outside of her right foot. I'm not sure if she was going for a shot or a cross. Either way, goal kick Atlanta Fire.
I think she was trying to go near post to challenge Sabo, especially right after the goal had been scored. So just off the outside of the right boot, goes into near side netting. And so we're drawing at 1. No real surprise. Looks like it's going to be a fire wagon change for Coach Martelli and AFU at the next opportunity.
Thibodeau winning that header out of the air.
There'll be a test on AFU subs later on.
For sure, for sure. We got about 5 of them up there, John. Thibodeau from Borgelt on the right side. Nice ball. Looking for Driver. Driver wants a brace. Dylan Driver from Sidney Thibodeau makes it 2-0 Decatur FC. And that's a goal. Something has happened to Decatur FC in the last 2.5 minutes. They have completely turned this thing around, and this looks like the Decatur team we're used to, John.
Up and over the back, look at the pass there. Past Alvarez, Driver tracks it down first to get there. Sabo comes out to try to close the distance, and it is, I want to say, 6 changes for Coach Martelli after the goal. As they become integrated, we'll let you know who it is, but it looks like it's 4 on the top. So let's see if we can figure it out as we go here. Grace Terrell wearing 19. She's in on the left-hand side for Lewin. Istone Haupt now playing a little bit more centrally. It almost looks like it's a 4-2-4 for Coach Martelli and AFU. First touch for Tyrrell. She's going to go along over the top looking for Martelli. Easy press to Badoon.
Nice idea.
Took a convenient hop, but it was there.
So
let's see. Lydia Lewis. I'm trying to sit here and the final exam on this fire wagon change that Don Martelli has put in here.
Long ball again, looking for Driver. It sneaks through. Dylan, she's on a hat trick in the first half already, but nice defensive playing. Where did she come from?
Yazzie Vargas coming from well back to close that down, and it's going to be a throw for AFU.
John, we got 2 subs checking in for the home team.
Past Alvarez on the replay. Now let's take a peek at Driver, and here comes Vargas. Nicely done with the left boot to try to make sure that the hat trick doesn't happen in about a 6-minute span.
So it looks like Ania Collier and Ali Plano will check out. And checking in for the home team will be 2 new players.
I'm going to try and see if I can figure out who the players were on the Martelli change.
In comes Smith Cathy and I believe Kathleen Ngulafak. Yes, Smith Cathy and Ngulafak are in for Decatur FC. Ngulafak will play that right wing back position for Ania Collier.
Stone Haupt on the lobby, won the lobby, so it's going to come up the left-hand side, up and over the top, trying to combine with Caitlin Cook, who is in as well. Badoon gets underneath it.
She could have taken a touch, heavy touch here from Butts.
Stone Haupt had it, lost it. Here comes DFC.
Looks like that's Thibodeau back in the defensive midfield area, pulling the strings here to Driver. Driver lays it off to Chapman. Chapman, nice move, cut on the inside. Emma's got space. The through ball is open. Great defense, John. My gosh.
Catherine McDonald was there for AFU and helped get the convenient hop to Sabo. So let's take another look. There's your cut to the inside, and here comes.
Look at Smith Cathy.
Right there, getting in the way. Nicely done there by McDonald to slow the pace of that run down. So now here comes AFU, that Abby Kilman, who's working on the left and the right-hand side of the attack through ball.
Smith Cathy gets through this time from Driver. Slide tackle attempt deflecting off Smith Cathy. Goal kick visiting team. Another substitution here. 1 more for the Fire, and it looks like 3 more for Decatur FC. Dylan Drivers.
I just think that Coach Martelli and Coach Chapman are challenging us tonight.
I think so too. But here we go. We got Wadsworth, Butts, Driver. They're going to take a breather. 17 to go in the first half. 2-1 Decatur FC on top of the visiting Atlanta Fire United here in the WPSL.
Lydia Lewis is now shifted to the right-hand side as a right center back. We were used to seeing her on the left-hand side.
Borgelt has dropped back from her defensive midfield position for DFC. She's now playing on the right side of that back 3.
Alvarez checking out as one of the center backs for Atlanta Fire United, and see who the substitution is, who's going to be in a bit of a more advanced position in the midfield. Emma Pethel checking back in for AFU.
John, Maya Zmitowski checking in and playing in that defensive midfield role right next to Caitlin Smith for DFC. Foul committed by Fire. Emma Chapman was just, shoved a teensy bit in the back.
Nothing wrong with a little disruption, trying to regain possession here. Just over 16 minutes to go here, first half. First half brace from Dylan Driver in about 3 minutes turned a 1-0 deficit into a 2-1 lead for Decatur FC, and that's where we are here in beautiful, bustling downtown Decatur.
Nice ball, looping it over that back line of Atlanta Fire United, looking
for Giselle Daniels getting some activity, the Troy University Trojan.
We're good. Ooh, almost got through. Nice defensive play there.
Haupt over the top, looking to combine out the right-hand side. Chipped in, edge of the 6, looking for Istone Haupt. Headed away outside the 18. Calmed down once and twice. 3 players are there for DFC on the turn. Outside the 18 and almost cleared, but sticking with it was Abby Kilman. So it's going to be a bit of a deep throw about 15 yards away from the near side corner flag for DFC. Under 15 to go first half.
Ball's thrown from Borgelt to Ngulafak. Ngulafak lays it centrally for Contreras. She's going to lay it back to Badoon, who will reset for Decatur. Nikki plays it out to the left side, looking for Smith Cathy. Hospital ball. Fire take advantage. Ball's played in the middle, deflected off of Bryant. Back to the Fire.
Pinballed once and twice. Martelli, 25 yards away from the far side corner flag. Instantly double teamed by Decatur FC. Pushes it back out to 30 yards away. And that is Lydia Lewis in her advanced position. Ball pops up into the air, volleyed through the D, cleared away by Decatur FC, trying to figure out an attack up the left-hand side. Waiting for a second, Yazzie Vargas was there, trying to win possession for AFU, and now here comes Chapman right through center logo.
Chapman, so much space, lays it off through the middle to Thibodeau. Thibodeau takes a few touches, pushes it wide right to Ngulafak, heavy touch. Kathleen gets it back, nice touch there to rip it off her feet from the Fire, but Borgelt runs it down to get possession back for Decatur FC as she uses her body to put it in between the player and the ball. Shields it out, quick throw-in taken by Borgelt. And the ball is brought off the feet of Ngulafak back to Atlanta Fire.
Pethel now playing on the left-hand side as a left back, almost like a left back, left wing back. We saw her as one of the right center backs initially. And now she's in the left-hand side with her second appearance at 13.5 minutes and counting first half. Pethel contact, ball pops up into the air, 10 yards inside the attacking half. Second swat by Pethel, looking for Caitlin Cook. Ball ends up coming out over the near side touch and will end up being a throw. And we got subs. So, all right, so Wesley Istone Haupt is out. Abby Kilman is out. 2 of the big offensive forces for Atlanta Fire. So 4 out, 6 out. This I can handle.
Okay.
2 leaving I can handle. Istone Haupt 4, Kilman 6. They're out catching their breath a little bit for Coach Martelli and for Atlanta Fire. So let's see who the substitutions are once they turn their backs to us so we can see the jerseys here, the dress reds for Atlanta Fire on the road tonight.
Throw in from Borgelt to the feet of Thibodeau. She's highly pressured, still maintaining possession. Nice footwork from the Auburn University grad. And footwork wasn't quite good enough. She knocks it out. Fire take the throw quick. One back out of the air by White. White nips it up to Thibodeau. Thibodeau plays it to looking for Giselle. Giselle Daniels checking in for the first time this evening. Cleared away by the Fire goalkeeper. Throw in the danger zone for Decatur FC.
Jillian Kluth 17, Eva Martin 20. Now check in for 4 and 6 out, 17 and 20 in for Atlanta Fire here. Under 12 minutes to go first half.
Ngulafak throws it to the chest of Thibodeau, who brings it down to her feet. She wants a foul. She's going to win the throw-in instead. This time it's deeper in the corner. And as I said before, as you're looking down onto the field, Fire going from right to left in their red tops and going left to right in their all-blue kits will be the home team, Decatur FC. Thibodeau with the throw to the feet of Ngulafak, dropping it back to White. Ball goes under her foot. She lays it inside. She founds Matowski. back to White. A battle over here on the sideline.
Great 1v1 battle with Tyrrell.
Chapman trying to keep it in bounds, and it's going to be Atlanta Fire ball.
Just about 11 minutes to go here, first half. Atlanta Fire had a 1-0 lead. Daniel Lewin from the spot in the 16th minute. Then a brace from Driver in 3 minutes. Made it 2-1, and we've been there ever since.
Heavy touch there from Atlanta Fire. It's going to go out for a DFC throw. As I say it, 2 more substitutions coming in for the home team. Emma Chapman's going to get a breather. Tibbs is going to get a breather as well. I believe Plano will check back in. She's going back to her favorite left wing spot. And as Thibodeau gets a breather, and Wadsworth will come back in as well. So 2 pieces of firepower for 2 pieces of firepower, John.
Against the Atlanta Fire. I see where you're going.
And Daniels trying to take the inline, put it up top. Unsuccessful. Goal kick. Atlanta Fire.
Coming up on 10 minutes to go, first half. Once again, in the midweek, Decatur FC went to Chattanooga and knocked off CFC 2-1 up at Fort Finley. They're in the driver's seat here in the division, here in the Southeast Conference.
2 big ones still to come in, what, a 5-day span?
Georgia Impact and Georgia Impact. Yes, that is absolutely true.
In Canton and then back here at home, correct?
It's right there toward the end of the month. A couple of weeks from now, the home and home with Georgia Impact.
One's on the 15th in Canton. The other is back here in Decatur on the 20th.
On the 20th.
Yes.
And then you have CFC visiting on the 27th to close out the regular season home schedule. So don't fall asleep on that one either to
and of
wrap
course,
up the regular season.
Of course, John, if you can't make it out to Decatur, you can always catch John and I on the National Soccer Network.
With the plug.
Wadsworth receives, turns. She's going to be fouled. Left ankle was clipped. Free kick left side, about 35 out for the home team.
So let's see what Decatur FC has in mind here. You see. That's the spot to have. That's like at Wrigley Field, you know, when you have the condos across the street from Wrigley Field. They have the apartments that are on the other side, just outside the ground.
What do they call it? What did Joel call it?
I don't know. What did Joel call it?
It was really cool.
I know it has a name. We'll have to talk with Joe Golden when we get the shot of it in the second half. When Knight starts to work for us, we'll come up with the official name of those folks that are over there in the penthouse suite.
Giselle trying to spin and turn in the 18. The ball's clipped away.
Substitution coming in for AFU. And it looks like it is going to be...
Well, she deserves it.
Sophia Martelli checking out.
She deserves it. She has ran her socks off here in the first 32 minutes of... Or do we play 45-minute halves?
Yes.
I'm not good at math, but I digress. Throw in on the right side for Decatur FC. Smith Cathy takes the throw. Into the 18, right to the feet of Angulafuk. Nice turn, plays it across. Looked for the bend to the near post. Wadsworth wants a deflection, and the official agrees. Corner on the right side, Decatur FC.
Yeah, it was a turn, and let's take another look at it. So you'll see, really, let's come back a little bit. Patrick Glory on the 1s and 2s. So there's your settle. Now there is the turn and right.
There.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't know.
Ooh.
But I'll take it.
The lobby worked.
It's Mistowski from the right side. She's a right foot, so it's going to outswing. The ball's played away. Beautiful corner. Headed off Contreras. Still playing around with it inside the 6. This time deflect off Decatur FC. Goal kick. Fire.
Great settle just on the quick turn right here. You see the header chested down and then trying to get the last touch was Daniels.
She almost had it, too.
Daniels almost gets to pop it over the defender, Yazzie Vargas.
Substitution here for the visiting squad.
And so that means that Lydia Lewis, who has put in yeoman work on the back line for AFU here in the first half, she'll check out. Let's see how the back line gets reorganized here.
6 and some change left in the first half. Drew Dickinson, John Nelson, broadcasting live from Decatur High School and live on the National Soccer Network, where you can find us each home game.
Emma Henderson checking in.
Got a foul right in the middle of the park. Free kick for the visitors. I'm not sure who committed that foul. It all happened so fast.
It was a drop ball because
they hit the official.
Yeah, hit the center ref. So second drop ball we've had, up and over the top, tracking it down 20 yards away from the near side corner flag. AFU, a couple of quick touches. Played back centrally, looking for Jillian Kluth. Kluth on a quick 1-2 with Eva Martin.
Nice defensive playing here from Ngulafak.
Great post up by Ngulafak, trying to make sure that they can't turn the corner, they meaning AFU. And so it ends up as a goal kick just under 6 first half.
My dad always said when you shield the ball, the player can't go through you, because if they do, it's a foul. Great shielding right there from Ngulafak to force a goal kick. Borgelt goes down the right side, looking for Wadsworth, unsuccessful. Here come the Fire.
Pethel was there with the first touch on the turn to Emma Henderson. She couldn't keep control, and so it was trying to save it for Decatur FC. And so once again, it will be another opportunity for Pethel here, coming up on 5 minutes to go first half, 30 yards away from near side corner flag. So let's just call it 20. So Pethel will wind up and throw. She's going to go to like lane 3 if there was a track around us.
It was a foul throw too, but I digress. Back in possession come the home team. False clearance there, clips off the right side of the boot.
And it is not like arena football where if it goes into the stands, you cannot keep the soccer ball. You have to return it.
We highly advise that you do that.
Yes.
Nice turn there from Smith Cathy, who's come over to the right side now. She was playing that left wing position. Coming back to receive the ball from the center forward position is Wadsworth. Laying it off on the left side, heavy touch.
Good anticipation by Kluth to try to win possession for AFU. Chip forward up the right-hand side. Caitlin Cook.
Bryant needs to run this one down. She's the last to touch it. It's going to be a corner for the visiting team with about 4.5 to go in the half, John.
Maddie Allen was there. Looks like she'll be the one to take. Let's see how quickly Coach Martelli and Atlanta Fire United work here.
Corner from the right side with the right foot. John, so it's going to swing outwards.
Right hand in the air.
Another beautiful corner.
Headed out of the 18, but not all the way out. Second chance for Fire. A couple of quick touches, trying to maintain possession, looking for Eva Martin, but here comes DFC.
Allie Plano receives it from Daniels. Plano on her favorite left wing, and she's flying down the wing. Running down the wing.
That's
Plano.
another dollar, sir.
Cuts it inside. Finds the feet of Wadsworth. Wadsworth leaves it for Smith Cathy! What a goal for Decatur FC! What a sequence! 3-1 for the home team, and you will not find a better team goal in the league than this. Look at Ali Plano. Lays it off, top of the 6. Wadsworth leaves it for Smith Cathy. Upper 90. Here it is again,
So
Ali Plano.
Nicely done by Wadsworth to leave it alone. And so the assist goes to Plano.
If you remember, John, keys to the game. Utilize the wide spaces, and Ali Plano.
Utilize the wide spaces is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think so.
So Plano with the assist as it was shepherded nicely by Wadsworth. Smith Cathy with the goal. 2:40 to go in the first half. 3-1. Decatur FC, I think, has found a bit of a rhythm here going up against the back line of AFU.
Decatur FC looking to cool down the Fire right before the half.
That's another dollar. That's another dollar. Drew Dickinson is now up to $4 tonight in the Kangaroo Court.
I am good for it. Throw in for the visitors right in front of their bench. Times are ticking in the first half. 3-1 lead for Decatur FC.
Driver on a brace. 23rd and 26th minute.
Dylan Driver started off very quiet on the season. Now 3 goals in 2 matches.
At the right-hand side, opportunity. Allen chips toward the 6. Bounce. Badoon will pounce on it.
What a play there from Atlanta Fire United. Almost putting the second on the board, but Nikki Badoon hopping out of the doghouse and making a great save.
Short hop, and it got there just in front of Emma Henderson. Badoon kind of, it's like, yep, I'm on it. And I'm going to just kind of calm things down a little bit. 95 seconds and counting first half. First touch won by Atlanta Fire, but it's going to end up as a throw here on the near side.
Looks like Borgelt will take the throw. John, as soon as she left her defensive midfield role and started playing that right side of the back three, things have turned around for Decatur. And it's little things like that why Coach Campbell Chapman is at the helm for a team like Decatur FC. You see little things like that, you tweak a couple of things, and then boom, 3 goals. Throw in Borgelt. She goes down the line, foul throw. Referee, I guess, didn't see it. Finds Ngulafak. Lucky bounce to the feet of Wadsworth. Wadsworth carries it more centrally, trying to find Smith Cathy, who just couldn't spin about the right way, back in possession. Come Atlanta Fire.
Libby Fisher in the game goes back to Sabo.
Bryant brings it down out of the air, lays it off to Smistowski. Smistowski to White, back to Bryant, now Plano. Plano to Smistowski. Smistowski switches all the way over to the right side now. Borgelt. Nice move there from Ngulafak to come back to create some space. Wadsworth gets it. She's going to be fouled again.
Jillian Cluth, let's take another look. There's Cluth in behind.
Yeah,
and
just a
contact from about 35, so just outside 35. This should be the last act of the first 45.
John, they're going to use this as a makeshift corner here. Smistowski is going to take this free kick, and Ferguson has now ran into the far post like she usually does. One-person wall. A lot of blue shirts at the far post. Zmitowski, nice ball, looking for Daniels! She's gonna want that one back. What a ball from Maya Zmitowski. What do we got here? Is it offside?
Let's take another look. This one was drawn up at camp. That's drawn up at practice. So let's take it up top.
Look at the run from Daniels,
yeah,
beautiful.
And I'm thinking that there was, it looked like it might have been Jasmine Ferguson that they were looking at.
Did we go out of bounds for a goal kick, John, or was it offside? Either way, back in possession come Atlanta Fire. Correct time is being kept on the field.
I like our time too. It's Patrick's.
Oh, wow. I'm not used to it.
I know.
Patrick's got us ready to go.
Yeah, Patrick's got it all ready.
Nice header down to the feet of Wadsworth. Wadsworth was one touch away from a left-footed shot. Nice defensive playing there from Fire.
Eva Martin going long up the right-hand side, trying to find Maddie Allen. Allen in a one-on-one, 25 yards away from center line. Couple of quick starts and stops. Edge of the 18. Pulls the handbrake. Gets a little help from Catherine McDonald.
Nice defending here from Micah Bryant.
Stands up the rush, and that will do it for the first 45.
First 45 has come to an end here in Decatur, Georgia, as the home team started off a little cold, but things heated up in the latter part of the second half. Decatur FC on top of the visiting Atlanta Fire United 3-1. You're listening to the National Soccer Network. Drew Dickinson, John Nelson. We're going to take a quick little break, Ski, and we'll be back in a flash to discuss some first half happenings. Welcome back to the halftime report. Drew Dickinson alongside my tag team partner, John Nelson.
Check.
3.5 to go before the second half gets underway. Going to roll through some first half highlights here. See Ali Plano taking the inline, trying to put it up top, deflected out for a corner.
And this was one of the things that we wanted to focus on early, the wide spaces, early opportunity. Flick header was there looking for Sophia Martelli for Atlanta Fire United. And then here comes Decatur FC with the chip wide of the near post looking for Sabo on the save. And then something we saw from distance. We knew that there was not going to be any kind of fear from Decatur FC.
That was
Lewin.
Play the game right there for DFC, John.
Early save there, and then Driver. Once again, we noticed from distance, we've seen it this season, and here comes Lewin with the PK after Martelli was taken down inside the 18. 1-0 in the 16th minute. Once again, Lewin, a lot of power behind it, gets it past Nikki Badoon right down the middle, and then set piece for Decatur.
Bounce right off the 6. Listen, you see that might have looked easy, but it is so much easier said than done, especially off those short bounces.
Istone helped with the shot. Easy grab for Badoon, and then up down the left-hand side again. Chip. Sabo closes the distance, makes sure that it's an easy grab there. And then once again, big wind and another save for Sabo. She was busy in the first half, and here comes Driver. Guess what happens?
Boom.
That was the second one in the 26th, I believe, that made it 2-1. She got underneath it, got a lot of height, and she knew it when she hit it. Brace, 2 goals in 3 minutes.
Here's number 2, John. Boom. What a ball from Thibodeau. Driver she didn't stop running. Great ball into space right off the penalty spot. Left foot, half volley, back of the net. And I said it probably about 10 minutes to go in the first half. Once Coach Campbell Chapman moved Borgelt back to that right side of the back 3, something opened up with Smith Cathy back into the game. He brought Mistowski in, and here is that goal from Cathy Smith, left by Wadsworth.
Nice dummy by Wadsworth there, and it's an easy slam dunk by the end of it by Smith Cathy, and that made it 3-1. And that's where we are after the first 45 minutes. Late chance here, but Badoon closes the distance as Emma Henderson was trying to get the second goal on the board for AFU. And then once again, Daniels trying to get the goal number 4. But we're 3-1 after the first 45. So let's see how prescient were we. 3-1 at the break, Decatur leading Atlanta Fire. So our keys that we had coming into play. Were we smart, folks, or were we not?
I think they can say that we are definitely smart. Win the possession battle. Decatur FC has done that. Utilize the wide spaces. You see Plano dominating that left wing. Mm-hmm. And you say the same for both sides of the pitch as far as width-wise for Atlanta Fire, John.
Yep, and utilizing those wide spaces, we got to see Istone Haupt is kind of like the spoke in the wheel, working it to the outside, looking to get Martelli engaged, looking to get Maddie Allen engaged down the right-hand side. And then down the left-hand side, you got to see Eva Martin, Jillian Kluth working, and then tuning out the noise. They had the early lead, and you end up with the goal in the 16th from Lewin from the spot, but then Driver gets the brace in 3 minutes, and it was on from there, goal in the 42nd, and that's where we are here, is DFC in their dress Decatur Blues, the alternate look tonight, and they're going to be going from right to left here in the second 45. Atlanta Fire United in their road red. They're going to be going from left to right.
We saw the keys to the game like John mentioned. Even though you copied me, you were spot on about the utilization of the wide spaces.
Boy. Yeah. I copied you, huh?
Well, it is what it is, my man.
I copied you.
It is what it is.
He says I copied him. And since you're play-by-play for the home side tonight, I guess it is what you say goes. Is that how this works?
Yeah. Get used to it.
That's what I figured.
Second 45 underway, under the lights here in Decatur. Drew Dickinson, John Nelson, broadcasting live on the National Soccer Network.
Check.
Thank you for tuning in wherever you may be. Decatur FC on top 3-1 and looking to start off just as they left. Kathleen White still in the ballgame for the home team. Kathy Smith as well. Coach Campbell keeping the same with the exception of Emma Chapman the way we left the first half, John.
Looking towards center circle, intercepted by Olivia Cohen.
Welcome to Decatur.
Nothing like an escort here in the second 45, right?
Gulafak in possession on the far side. Finds Thibodeau. Heavy touch for Tibbs. She brings it down to her feet as she's pressured by Martinelli. And Fire get the ball back.
Up the left-hand side, early attempt for Wesley Istone-Haupt. A couple of quick passes to Abby Kilman. Kilman and Istone-Haupt are the two offensive big guns coming into this one. Kilman couldn't quite keep it over the far side touch. It'll be a throw for the home side here, second minute of the second half.
Throwing right at the midway point, knocked off Wadsworth. Throw in Fire right in front of their bench.
I think Wadsworth was looking for a foul, didn't get it from the AR. Bounce, Martelli tries to pop it forward, looking for Lewin. Too much on it, going for Istone-Haupt. Second chance, Martelli cutting centrally. Gets some help from Layla Alvarez. Alvarez looking just inside the 18 on the turn. Keeping it is AFU. Alvarez once again tries to turn the corner, can't do it. And it will be, I think, a deep. Is it going to be a deep throw or is it going to be a corner?
It's looking like it's going to be a deep throw.
Deepest of the deep throws for Alvarez.
And Jerry Butt's able to get a foot on it to knock it out.
So let's see what Alvarez can do here. Working quickly, looking for Istone-Haupt. A little bit of breathing room for Atlanta Fire here. Third minute of the second half. Alvarez on turn number 3.
Smith Cathy stretching out that left foot.
How about turn number 4?
Here we go. Same spot.
Istone-Haupt with a little bit of breathing room. Tries to go to the top of the D, edge of the 18. Cleared away by Decatur FC, but not all the way out. Second chance. Tried to cut to the inside was Lydia Lewis. Chapman with it for DFC, and it's going to stick with the visitors on a throw about 40 yards away from the far side corner flag. Working quickly. Big shot!
Oh, what a shot!
Istone-Haupt from distance. Third minute of the second half, and it's 3-2. Game on. Let's take another peek. Launched from just inside 25. Got it over Badoon. Far post.
Badoon full stretch, too. What a goal. Game on.
Wesley Istone-Haupt. Got to see her in Gwinnett County be a force of nature, and we got to see it tonight here in Decatur. Take another look at it. Just trickles inside 25, and just the one touch and a little bit of space is all that Istone-Haupt needed.
Smith Cathy pushing it down the left wing to Driver. Driver takes a few touches. She's going to be fouled. Gets up, plays it quickly to Smith Cathy. Smith Cathy checking in the latter part of the first half and making an impact. Dillon back to Smith Cathy. Smith Cathy inside to Thibodeau. Thibodeau carries it further inside. Thibodeau being closed down, and she's dispossessed. Here come the visitors.
Nice.
What a back heel, John.
Olivia Cohen. Cohen,
oh, what a collision.
Collision just outside center circle. Lewin is down.
Great officiating, though, because that was not a foul. It was just a knocking of the heads or knocking of the legs, if you will. Here's a replay. I mean, if anything, it's a foul on Atlanta Fire United, but she took a big hit right off the side of her temple. Bless her heart.
Oh! Lewin lands on her right hip. Let's take another look. Right in here, you see where Lewin goes,
that
tries
left
to
foot.
Gain possession.
Oh!
And Lewin is down.
John, she hit the
off
deck.
The contact with Jasmine Ferguson. And it's good to see. This is good to see.
Yeah, what a warrior.
Good to see that Danielle Lewin's up on her feet. Nasty collision.
Danielle opened up the goal scoring for us this evening with the penalty kick in the 16th minute. And she is up on her feet, walking it off. Look at the replay once again, folks.
One more look, and you'll see Lewin, and there, combining and colliding with Jasmine Ferguson.
Here's the thing. I think she's going off because she has to. If you would ask her if she wanted to stay on the field, she'd probably say yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's It's good for the physios and good for Coach Martelli to take a look at Danielle Lewin.
Absolutely, and the physios were there on point to check on the injured player as we look to get back underway here. As Danielle is walking a little gingerly, she's able to get a high five to one of the assistant coaches. She deserves this little breather here, John.
Grace Tyrrell checking in 19 red.
So what do we got here? What's the official going to do? Because
it's going to be.
She called the foul on Atlanta Fire?
Called the foul on Lewin.
Okay.
So,
because at first it looked like she was going to let it play on because Decatur kept possession.
Yeah, so it's going to be a foul called on Lewin.
Free kick for Ngulafak on the far side of the field. And she goes long, looking for Driver off the chest of Fire, back to the feet of Smith Cathy, who one times it to Dylan Driver. Dylan driving into the box. You see what I did there? Cuts it back. Chasing it down is Smith Cathy. Puts her body in between the player and the ball, lets it roll out of bounds. Decatur FC throw in.
That's another one in the jar for you. That's 5 tonight.
And stepping up from the defensive position to take this throw in the danger zone will be Najeri Butts. Throws it in off the thigh of Smith Cathy, back to Butts. Butts takes a few touches, carries it inside, puts the ball far post. Got a little bit too much backspin, easy for Atlanta Fire to clear it away.
Lydia Lewis, who has been a force on the backside in the back line for AFU tonight, was the one who tried to clear it away. Couldn't quite keep possession. Driver has it again for DFC.
Driver on a brace. You know a hat trick is something she is trying to chase down. Ngulafak in a great battle over on the far side with Martinelli. Thibodeau plays it across the middle. Ball's lobbed up into the air inside the 18. 50-50 ball. Smith Cathy trying to run down. Stepping in to win it is Caitlin White. Caitlin White inside the 18. Driver wants her third. Dylan Driver. Looks like a handball. Driver with a shot deflected off the goalkeeper. Back to Driver. Driver with another shot. Dylan Driver. 1, 2, 3. She puts herself right in the driver's seat. 4-2 Decatur FC. Plenty of time to go, John.
Let's take another look at all of that chaos. You see it bounce. And it goes inside the 18. Pops up into the air. Alvarez tried to clear it. Couldn't do it. Popped up into the air off of Sabo. And then off the deflection, Driver from the ground floor, it looks like. Took the swing, chested. Then there you go. She got the swing on it, and then
it deflected. It was a deflection
like
goal.
Off of Alvarez, and it goes in to make it 4-2 here, 8th minute of the second half.
What a defensive play there from Ngulafak. Chasing down Martinelli, getting a right foot in. What a game. 4-2 Decatur FC. Dylan Driver with the hat trick. Plenty of time to go in this game. As I said before, first couple of weeks she was very quiet. Now, John, that's 4 goals in 2 games for the center forward for Decatur FC.
Trying to go up the left-hand side, looking centrally now. Atlanta Fire.
Oh, what a ball.
Abby Kilman tried to go inside the 18, looking for Grace Tyrrell, who's now playing more of a forward position here in the second half.
Borgelt, who's still playing on the right side of that back three. She's not moved back up into her defensive midfielder role. Looks like Campbell Chapman has found a great home for her so far in this ball game. Foul on Fire. Free
Foul
kick.
on the Yeomans, it looks like, and so that means it'll be a free kick for Decatur FC here.
Looks like it was going to be fouled. She fouled Smith Cathy. Here comes Najeri Butts. Through ball to the feet of Driver.
10th minute of the second half.
Driver's on a hat trick. As John said, 10 minutes into the second half. Wadsworth tried to go through the legs to Driver.
Kaylee Hilton there to defend, so they'll just play it out wide and go with space.
Ngulafak goes far post, low, hard to the far post, and it's going to sail wide left. Goal kick for the visitors. Already an exciting first 10 minutes here in the second half.
Keeper change for Atlanta Fire United. Sierra Johnson, 5'9", taking over for Savannah Sabo here in the second 45 minutes.
Savannah had a lot of work to do in the first half. Very good first half for the goalkeeper for Atlanta Fire. Looking for 5 are the home team. Smith Cathy driving down the left side. Decatur have done so much work down this left side. Sydney Thibodeau, left foot shot, tried to go near post. Easy routine save for Fire. Check out this replay. Tibbs loves this left foot long shot. Knuckleball, but John, If those hips would have turned an inch more to the left, look at how much goal was on the far post.
Going near post with it, Sierra Johnson had it tracked the entire time. And then coming up the left-hand side, Lydia Lewis, who's definitely been an MVP for Atlanta Fire United. Your hand was in the air, sir, on that one.
Dylan Driver applying the pressure here, and Fire tried to sneak a throw in away.
Hey.
Almost got it. The officials on their toes once again. And Gulafak back to Borgelt. Borgelt one times it out of the air for a clearance. Back to Borgelt. Off her head, 50-50 ball. She won it again. Thibodeau, beautiful touch, leading it off for Chapman. Chapman inside to Wadsworth. Wadsworth, heavy touch, able to run it down. Maggie, she's got Butts behind her. She's going into the left corner, trying to take the inline, put it up top. Great defensive playing here. Nice battle. Referee calls for a corner. And then she changes her mind and points for a goal kick. Let's see the replay.
Look at Taylor Yeomans here. Looks like she got the touch with the left, but who touches it right there?
Maggie touched it last.
Nicely done.
Great officiating.
Yeah, Taylor Yeomans is like, nope, I didn't touch it last. Wasn't me. And she was absolutely correct in that assessment.
The official could have put the game on pause, ran up here and watched the replay if she wanted to, John.
Well, no, you don't want to do that.
Why not?
You could just turn the monitor around. Sit there, you know, a little PAR.
Listen to you.
Little Patrick assisted review.
I gotcha.
Little PAR.
A little par?
Yeah, a little par.
Look at the back four. Transition back four. And as I say that, nice movement here from Atlanta Fire.
Istone helped, but
She
the
was
flag
off. Man.
is up.
Wow. What a game this could have turned into if she found the back of the net on that one. Check out the replay here.
Once again, you see, that's right off of the hip right there.
Beautiful.
There it is.
John, Jasmine Ferguson, she deserves a round of applause for that, because if she didn't position herself in that right way, it could have been 4-3.
Yeah, we've been able to follow Istone Haupt in her Gwinnett County career over in SDH when we have our high school action, the games of the week presented by a very, very busy schedule that we pieced together. But
hey, I did some of those.
You did. You most certainly did. But yeah, we got the chance to see Wesley Istone Haupt be an absolute force in Gwinnett County.
Gwinnett County
on the high school ranks.
4-year starter at South Gwinnett, I was, so I know a little bit about Gwinnett County. Back to the ball game. Wadsworth trying to lay it off to Chapman, just out on the same page. Smitowski was there to pick up the pieces. Ferguson from Borgelt. Looking for Chapman. Beautiful touch from Chapman. My gosh, I don't know if she meant to do that, but it worked. John Ngulafak to Wadsworth. Wadsworth's had a little bit of trouble with her touch the last few times, but she's able to maintain. Finds Smith-Cathy. What a beautiful run from Najari Butts. Smith-Cathy finds Butts, who's into the 18. Butts taking the inline, trying to find a way to put it up top. She puts it across the middle. Clipped off Atlanta Fire. Looks like it's going to... Wow, a double clip, so it's going to be a goal kick. I want to see this one.
I thought that Libby Fisher defended this well. Let's take another look. You're looking at that thick white line right there. Yep. So the last touch, before that touch.
Good call, John. Good call. And look at the replay here from our engineer. Look at this.
Right. Yep, it goes over right there.
Yes, yeah, it does.
Yep, so it goes over.
Good officiating, because she called the corner and then looked at her AR and changed it to a goal kick. You got to love good officiating.
Yep, our PAR. PAR gave it the goal kick, so that's where we are.
You popped me on that one. I wasn't expecting to say it again.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a throw-in for the home team. Just about 10 yards shy from the bench.
15th minute of the second half. We're at 4-2.
Don't let the scoreboard fool you. What a ball game these 22 ladies on the field have put together for us tonight.
The way that this is shaping up, this could end up being like the 5-4 game that was yesterday in Europe.
What a game that was.
Nicely done. Looking for Martelli. Martelli tries the cutback. Defense is there twice over for Decatur FC, and the big launch in the clear. Going long, full head of steam, Dylan Driver.
Martelli's been such a bright spot on the offensive attack for Atlanta Fire. John, she's destined for a goal. I feel it.
Layla Alvarez playing in a more of an outside position this go-round. She's been a bit of a center back at times for Coach Martelli and Atlanta Fire tonight, but right now in this particular element, she is a right back on defense and able to get things sprung a little bit offensively. Yeomans had it, lost it. pinballing around in the middle.
No, 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 no.
And trying to calm things down a little bit is Libby Fisher. Back to Sierra Johnson. 26-20, man, another 2,600 here tonight.
Wow.
That's strong.
So
nicely done, Decatur.
So that's the record. It was 25-50 game 1. This is it, right?
No, it was 26. I thought it was 26-50.
Oh, my bad.
Like 26-50.
Oh,
so you're pushing the same numbers. You're close. Grace Terrell in a bit of the passing lanes, making sure that Kaylee Hilton could clear it long and up the left. But here comes Decatur once again. 16th minute of the second half. Driver dispossessed.
Back to Tibbs. Tibbs is going to lay it off to Ngulafak. She's got plenty of time. She switches all the way over to the left side. Smith Cathy watched it. She needs to go to it.
Yeoman's anticipated that well. Alvarez up the right-hand side, headed back, and here comes Decatur FC at center line.
Driver to Chapman. Looking for Wadsworth. Wanted the through ball. Wadsworth brought it back. Reset. Caitlin White to Thibodeau. Long shot attempt deflected off the back of the head of Atlanta Fire defender. The pace behind that shot. My gosh.
Close range. Alvarez is there looking for a little help from Yeomans. Finally does get it 15 yards away from center line. Yeomans dispossessed. Hand fighting. Jersey grabbing. Letting it go. And here comes Decatur FC with it again. 30 yards away from end line.
Najari Butts carries it centrally. Switches fields over to the right side. Ngulafak. Top right corner of the 18. Low. Hard screamer to the far post. What a shot. Unfortunately, it didn't stay centrally enough. Goal kick. Atlanta Fire. Ngulafak.
Take another look at it. Here we go. 25 at a 45-degree angle. Goes far post. And here's your angle from up high.
This is the angle right here. Look at that.
Sierra Johnson had it tracked. It was well wide of the far post. Substitution coming in. Looks like Yeomans is going to sit for Atlanta Fire.
So as things look, it looks as if...
And it looks like Lewin's coming back in.
John, she's a warrior. Ngulafak is now playing on the right side of the back three, and Borgelt has come centrally, and it's pushed Ferguson to the left side of the back three. Remember, when they're out of possession, it's a back four. And look at the transition back into the back three. It's just so much. It's so incredible to watch. I love it. 50-50 ball. Caitlin White plays it out wide right to Ngulafak. She goes back centrally to White. Heavy touch. She's being pressured. She loses the ball. Martelli.
Martelli posting up. Tried to earn the foul. Didn't get it.
But to Smith Cathy. All the way back to Ferguson looking to reset. 26.5 to go in the ball game. 4-2 lead for Decatur FC. Dylan Driver on a hat trick. Ferguson. Over to the right side to Borgelt.
Lewin lurking as that single striker up top for Atlanta Fire.
And it's safe to say she might be a little bit angry, John. She's going to be looking for another goal. Back to Corey Borgelt. She looks up, lofts one down the right side. Nice touch from Driver back to Chapman to Thibodeau. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Wadsworth. Nice run from Smith Cathy, but Wadsworth goes with a long shot attempt. Sails wide left. Goal kick, visitors.
Easy spot by Sierra Johnson there. Let's take another look at it. There's your wind. Got underneath it, I think, a little too much.
Yeah.
When you pull the 9-iron out a little bit, it's going to have a tendency to kind of fly on you.
Head down, knee over. When you lean back like that, the ball's going to sail on you.
And it did exactly that to the far post. And it's a goal kick. One hop goes back to Decatur FC. And let's see what Jerry Butts wants to do up the left-hand side.
Nice turn by Smith Cathy. Goes back to White. White, who came in the game in the latter part of the first half. Now she's anchoring that midfield, and it pushed Borgelt back into the center back position. And as I say that, Thibodeau loses possession, but she turns back, storms back into defensive part, wins the ball back, and as I say it, Emma Chapman is fouled. And here's a replay on that. Look at this hustle by Chapman.
There's your dispossession, and then in the back, right there.
And look at the official. She's right there to make the call. Once again, you gotta love it. Ungulafak, right side, carries it centrally. Long shot attempt with that left foot, and it sneaks through the arms of the goalkeeper, and Ungulafak, bang! Kathleen Ungulafak cuts it in from the right side, uses that left foot. Check out this replay. Head down, knee over. And just unlucky. There's that bounce that we talked about, John. And we're going to get a big change here for the home team, and a goalkeeper change as well. Caitlin White, Driver, Thibodeau will get a breather. Micah Bryant checking back in. She'll take up her spot in that left back position. And as I say that, Borgelt now moves back into her defensive midfield role. Goalkeeper
like
change,
John. Might be the night for Nikki Badoon as well.
Yep. And checking back in. Oh, wow. It was Collins and Ungulafak, number 5 and number 15, same hairdo. All you can see is the 5. I apologize.
So Anaya Collier with the credit on the goal at 66th minute, make it 5-2.
I mean, they look like twins. My apologies, Aaliyah. That's on me. Back into the ball game.
Martelli at the right-hand side. Alvarez once again playing that advanced right back position where she's working her way forward. She was a center back in the first 45, and then in the second 45 she's become more of an advanced right back, right wing right back position that we're seeing. So Decatur FC 22-50 and counting right now with a 3-goal lead.
Again, my apologies to Aaliyah Collier and Kathleen Ungulafak. Talked about Collier last week, scoring the game winner last season and picking up right where she left off this week. What a goal.
So Hilton checks out. 15 out for Atlanta Fire. And it looks like Emma Pethel is checked back in for AFU.
Collier goes centrally to Chapman. Chapman turns, loses the ball, runs it back down, lays it off to Collier. Collier goes down the line to Wadsworth, trying to run it down and keep it in bounds. She's unable to do so. Throw in deep in the corner for Fire.
I was going to say, that's about as deep a throw as it's going to be for Atlanta Fire here. Just under 22 minutes to go. And I don't think it made it. Did it make it in?
I don't know.
It looked like to me that the throw in was on the outside of the far side touch, but they're going to say that it made its way in. It was last touched by Decatur, so it's going to end up being a throw for AFU and practically in front of their own bench. Go ahead and add another 10 yards while you're on the throw.
Why not?
Okay, you're not going to get whistled to go backwards, so why not?
Take advantage.
Lewin up in the air looking for Martelli. Martelli won the joust, but coming back the other way, Micah Bryant with the clearance. Center circle, here comes DFC.
Wadsworth has Ungulafak centrally if she can find her. Nice defensive playing, cutting down the through ball. She goes centrally anyways, deflected off Atlanta Fire, and it will be a corner from the left side for Decatur FC.
Libby Fisher there to defend for AFU. You see, there's your cutback, and Fisher makes sure that the ball does not get to Gulafak, as she was going right down the central channel, so it's going to be a near side corner. Looks like it's going to be Ali Plano in swinger with the right.
And I wonder if Wadsworth would have played that earlier. Ball goes to the far post, sails over everyone. Ferguson running it down. She's got Chapman behind her in support. Chapman moves, creates some space to the feet of Collier.
She wanted another one from just inside of 32.
She wound it up, didn't she?
Lewin on the clearance, trying to get it up to Martelli, but the only person there is Micah Bryant. Bryant out to the left-hand side in Plano.
Plano cuts it out wide. She loves to utilize the width. Borgelt.
It goes back to our keys to the game.
Oh, yeah, no. Trust me, I know. You had to use my key to make.
Nicely done there by Sierra Johnson to cut that off at the far post.
Collier tried to loft it all the way to the opposite side of the 18, looking for Plano.
Under 20 minutes to go. Looking center circle for Lewin. Defense steps in the way for DFC. Trying to go up the left-hand side was Olivia Cohen. Her pass was picked off, and here comes the home side once again.
Nice short intermediate passes. Chapman to Borgelt, out to Collier. Nice hesitation as Collier continues to drive the ball forward. Finds the feet of Wadsworth. Wadsworth lays it back centrally for Borgelt. She keeps swinging to Bryant. Bryant shaking. Bacon pops it inside. Shot low near post. Nice save from the goalkeeper.
Nicely done there by Sierra Johnson. See the smile. You see the smile on Micah Bryant's face.
A little smirk, wasn't it?
It's like, yep, had my shot. But now watch this. Watch the tricky here, because she'll cut it to her right foot on this surface. Sierra Johnson, she had it tracked the entire time. Nice guidance there off of the short hop. Martelli chases.
Oakley under pressure for the first time since checking into the ball game. Lays it out to the right side for Butts, who's pressured, able to knock it out. As I say it, we've got a DFC substitution.
And it looks like, I don't know if Lewin got stepped on her left boot.
Is that the one sitting down out? Yeah, she's being attended to again. Let's hope it's nothing that came from the earlier injury, John. Let's hope she didn't aggravate anything. As I say that, I believe Collier is going to get her much-deserved breather.
So Lewin, after getting a look-see from the assistant coach, looks like Lewin got substituted out. We'll track down the sub coming up in a sec. Olivia Cohen tried to win possession back for Atlanta Fire. Alvarez is now on the left-hand side of the defense in the back line. So she's been a right wing. She's been a center back. She's been a right back. She's been a right wing. And now she's on the left-hand side of the back line for Coach Martelli.
She's a Jill of all trades, if you will.
A Jill, if you will?
Yeah, okay. Of all trades.
Yes.
Plano working down her favorite left side. Cuts back centrally. What a move. Just a bit too heavy of a touch there, allowing Atlanta Fire to get in there and dispossess.
Nicely done by Libby Fisher to send it back to Sierra Johnson for the long clearance. And Caitlin Cook has checked in for Lewin, 18 for 16 at the top position for striker for AFU.
Zmatowski to Bryant. Bryant didn't like what she saw. Resets to Oakley, who's pressured once. Oh, if that was a fake and not on purpose, I've never seen that before. That was incredible. Faked picking it up. I digress. Chapman looking for Plano.
Yazzie Vargas is there. Let's take another look at it. Here we go. And down, and thinking. Oh, she just tripped.
Are we sure?
Tripped. Absolutely just tripped.
No.
Katie Oakley got her feet tangled up here on this turf surface.
Fake trip.
And then worked really well to clear the ball so DFC didn't get into a jam. Coming up on 16 minutes to go.
5-2 is the score. Decatur FC on top. Started off down 1. Penalty kick scored in the 16th minute for the visitors. Put a little pressure on Decatur FC. Campbell Chapman made a few tweaks, and the goals started to come. Dylan Driver, of course, on a hat trick tonight. Her fourth goal in 2 games. And there are 2 substitutions lined up at the halfway line, 1 from each team. Nice moving here by Butts, finding the feet of Chapman. Chapman back to Borgelt. Borgelt's got lots of space down that right channel. She lays it off to Smith-Cathy. Smith-Cathy didn't like what she sees, turns about, now carrying it out to the left side where she lays it to Bryant. Micah, left foot, far post. She saw it that time, John. Went for it, just couldn't capitalize. Goal kick as 1 substitution for each team. is ready to come back into the game. And
We got Fireflies coming out at 15 minutes to go. This is something new.
Wadsworth checking out. I believe that's Daniels checking back in.
Giselle Daniels checking in.
I wonder why, John, we were talking in the first half, we couldn't figure out the name, but at halftime we were able to figure out the Sky Lounge over here, man.
The Sky Lounge. We figured out the Sky Lounge. Thank you, Joe Gold, for letting us know that that is the official name.
That's only for big time sponsors, though, right?
Well, and then there's folks like you and me.
Oh,
What would be a see now? I wish I'd thought of this sooner here this season. If we were able to, and this is probably a reference that is far from something that you may know, considering only a certain demographic might know this reference. Once again, Decatur FC up the right-hand side.
Got lost her footing, allowing Martelli to apply a little bit of pressure deep here, but nice moving and nice playing there from Jerry Butts. But it's going to go out, John.
Yeah, it looks like it went over the inline, so it might be a corner for Atlanta Fire. Substitution getting ready at the next opportunity. It might be Martelli catching a breather. And it would be Maddie Allen checking in. And Pethel is going to, okay, so a deep throw, not quite a corner, but it will be a, so Maddie Allen in 14, 3 out. But just as an idea, something later on, if we'd thought about it, one of the broadcasts this season, to do the broadcast from the Sky Lounge.
Oh, wow.
Patrick's looking at us like, yeah, man, I'm all into that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, didn't he say free beer and wine, too?
Careful.
For the
Careful.
For the patrons.
For the patrons. For the patrons.
Absolutely.
Sir. Yes.
This
is not Harry Carey and Steve Stone out in the center field bleachers at Wrigley Field and WGN.
I was going for more of a Gordon Soley type.
Indeed.
Another substitution for the visiting team.
12.5 to go. 2 subs in for Atlanta Fire. We'll check them as we go. Catherine McDonald, 21, is now in.
Just 12 minutes to go in this ballgame. 3-goal lead for the home team. And John, not too many blue empty seats here in Decatur High School Stadium. These people show up and show out for their WPSL team.
Yep, and it's been fun to see consistently over 2,000, 2,500 here, setting the records in WPSL when it comes to attendance, and what we've seen from the front office and the ownership group and the city of Decatur fully invested in 3 dimensions to make sure that this is an absolute showcase of a great soccer city here inside the city of the area of Atlanta in the 404 area code.
One of many incredible franchises here in the city of Atlanta with Decatur FC, and I'm sure plenty more to come, especially with that that U.S. soccer hub being built right down the road. Georgia is only going to get bigger as it pertains to the soccer scene. That team, there's a team that plays over there in that big stadium too. They're not too bad.
I've heard of them.
I thought you have. Jerry Butts running it down, keeping possession for Decatur FC, but unable to keep it in bounds. But Atlanta Fire were the ones to knock it out last. Great officiating once again as DFC were able to win that throw-in. Down the line goes Butts to Daniels, back to Chapman, putting it through to Gulafog. Heavy touch. But here is Smitowski laying it off to Plano, flying down her favorite left wing. Ali Plano cuts it centrally. Lays it back off to Smitowski. Mistowski, far post, looking for Chapman.
Good idea there.
Just a bit too heavy as it sails over the goal line for a goal kick for Atlanta Fire United.
One other game going on that we're going to have to keep an eye on tonight, and it is at UFA. Chattanooga FC on the road at Denmark High School taking on UFA Gunners. It was a simultaneous 7 o'clock start, so we'll keep an eye on that one as well. That's your division standings coming into tonight. A win would give Decatur 4-0 and 12 points, but trying to keep the beat would be Chattanooga FC trying to win on the road at UFA, trying to stay within shouting distance before the regular season finale here in Decatur on the 27th between those two in the rematch of what happened in the midweek, where at Fort Finley it was a 2-1 win by DFC to give them the early track on top here in the division.
And you got to think, for Decatur FC, who's used to playing in front of 2,500 fans, when you go on the road and there's not too many people, and I'm not throwing shade, I'm just saying, you have to think something like that plays effect a little bit on the way that you play. But nonetheless, they were able to leave Chattanooga with the win. And John, we saw the standings. Chattanooga, they need a win tonight if they want to stay in contention with Decatur FC.
Out to the right-hand side, looking to Yazzie Vargas. Vargas tried to pass to Maddie Allen. Pass intercepted, coming back the other way.
Micah Bryant, she's got Ngulafak to her left. She keeps it. She takes the end line, tried to play it across the middle.
Nice work by Vargas there to keep the offense from DFC from turning the corner along the end line. So it ends up as a corner here at the near side. Under 9 minutes to go. Substitution coming in for Atlanta Fire at the next opportunity.
Maya Zmitowski to take the corner for Decatur FC. She's got her right foot, so it's going to in swing. And Decatur FC have delivered some beautiful corners tonight, just haven't been able to capitalize. Let's see if they got some magic left with 8.5 to go in the ball game, up 5-2. Ball's played in, top of the 18. Looks like a handball. Referee's going to let it play on, unintentional.
Unintentional, so let it ride, heading out towards center line.
Cleared up the right channel by Butts to Chapman, who plays it across the middle, looking for Ngulafak in far post, streaking in. What a diagonal run from Ali Plano. Just didn't get there in time.
Vargas was there kind of shielding a little bit. You'll see 11 red working across to make sure that Sierra McDonald could at least
John,
get her hands on it.
You see Ali Plano, she made that run. She went in behind. You need to make the run inside of the defender. Taken down at the top of the box was Daniels, referee in great positioning once again to make the call.
They're going to say that the foul is on Vargas, so it's going to be a set piece.
These DFC fans wanted a yellow card. The official disagreed.
I mean, it's in the backwash. So, I mean, I can see the contact. I can see the foul being called. Here's a look on high. So you'll see the right there.
Oh, it was no malice in that.
So Vargas is going down, and so contact is made. So just outside of 20, it'll be a set piece opportunity.
This one's going to be taken by
3-4 in the wall for Atlanta Fire.
Sorry about that, John. This one's going to be taken by Emma Chapman. What do you say, about 21 yards out?
21 yards out. Looks like it's going to be space. Is she going to go?
Near post. Goalkeeper was forced to make a save with her feet. Still rolling inside the 6, clipped out by what looks like to be the Fire. It's going to be a corner. I know it's a corner once you see Ferguson make her way from the defensive spot into the box.
Sierra Johnson almost self-defense with the feet, because it looked like she was leaning one way and came back and saved it with her feet and caused everything to work toward the far post. So let's take a peek on high and down low.
A double shot here for you.
That's fantastic.
Ball's played in. Near post, 2 fists on it by the goalkeeper.
Johnson with the double punch clear. Reset for DFC.
Back to Zmitowski. Nice footwork on the far side.
Pinballs in and around and out. Chasing it down is Atlanta Fire. Opportunity. Yeoman's up top. Going to go up the wing. Chance available now for the visitors.
Bryant's got to be careful.
Tracking it down, space out to the left-hand side. Nicely done defensively for Decatur FC on the rush by AFU.
And you guys hear their fans. They really appreciated that transition back in the defensive third of the field to win the ball back for the attack. Ngulafak outside the left wing to Plano. 5.5 to go. Decatur up 3. Still hungry for more. Plano up the left channel to Ngulafak. She gets a lucky bounce. The ball goes back to her feet. She goes far post. Keeper dives left. Makes a save. And it was bouncing inside the 6. Daniels wanted her first of the season. Goalkeeper said, nah.
Let's take a peek at the self-defense that happened here. It was great reaction, getting around Hilton Sierra Johnson goes with the parry, and then the rebound doesn't go long, so she has the chance to pounce on it. Nicely done there by Sierra Johnson to prevent the second chance.
Nice double save there, John. Plano hit the ground, got up a little slowly. That's something that Coach Campbell doesn't want to see, but she looks to be okay.
I think she's more mad at herself than anything else.
I saw that frustration joust just a second ago like you did. Okay. Substitutions lined up for each team when allowed. I lost my wording there. 5-2, Decatur FC on top of the visiting Atlanta Fire United.
Hilton trying to go long. Yeomans is there, tries to get around the defense.
Nice transition there from Butts, John. She kept it in bounds, too.
Oh, wow.
Puts it up through the middle. Here comes DFC. Beautiful through ball from Smith Cathy looking for Ngulafak. Ngulafak got a hold of the left arm.
That's got to be on. That's
nice officiating once again. That was hard for her to see. Check out this replay. She's going to have a hold of her left arm.
The hand fighting here with Ngulafak and with Yazzie Vargas.
Nice battle.
Kind of interlocked there,
yeah.
But Vargas nicely done there to defend for AFU.
So Carly Borgelt looks like she's going to hit the bench as she's played the entire 87 minutes of this ball game. She'll get a breather. She's played all over the pitch tonight. What a warrior she's been for this Decatur FC squad. Defensive midfielder at heart, but if she needs to step back into that back three, she will.
Libby Fisher checking out for Atlanta Fire. And here comes Allen up the right-hand side. Chips it in toward the middle. Nicely done there. Look at the spinneroonie by Eva Martin once and twice, 3 times. Now pushes forward looking for Yeomans, but stepping in the way was Jasmine Ferguson.
Caitlin White, who checked in for Borgelt, gets a left-footed clearance on it. Can Ngulafak run it down?
Vargas just gets rid of it. That's the battle that we saw just a minute ago with Vargas and Ngulafak. So it'll end up being a late corner. Gives the defense for Atlanta Fire a chance to regroup a little bit.
Maya Zmitowski jogging ever so gingerly to take this corner from the left side, and Ali Plano will check out of the ball game for the final time tonight. Take a bow, Ali Plano. You have owned this left wing once again. And Dylan coming back in, and as you hear, our PA man had to take a break, bless his heart. He was getting killed over there. Driver checking back in on a hat trick. Can she get a quad with 2 minutes to go? Ball's played in. Driver.
She wanted to. She thought just a quick little volley, trying to see if what could happen at the near post. Nothing happening, though. Just under 2 minutes. And the hat trick for Driver is going to stay at a hat trick for the moment. 100 seconds to go with a 5-2 lead.
Goal kick for a Fire. Lifting it. Some backspin. Deflected off Fire to the feet of Daniels. She's trying to run down possession. Finds the feet of Najari Butts. She spins out to the left side, and she's flying down that right wing. DFC want more. Butts cuts it back. Still in possession.
It's away from Yeomans.
Left foot, cross, Driver wants a fourth. Bobbling inside the 6, just couldn't maintain the possession enough to get a shot off.
Lance chance defending there by Vargas now at 60 seconds.
Throw in for Najari Butts.
There's your, once again, here's your replay. In swinger with the left. Vargas at the edge of the 6 just takes a big swing with the left boot just to get it out of there.
Just a bit too high for Driver, who was inside the 18. Throw in Decatur FC. Emma will take the throw. She'll foul throw it in to Daniels. Daniels spins away.
You and this foul throw stuff.
Well, I don't get why there's a law and it's not obeyed. Long shot. Caitlin White with the attempt. Routine save for the goalkeeper. What a game we've had tonight, John.
1 minute added, so we'll see. Big hop chasing after it.
Ball goes through. Drop back to Oakley.
Caitlin Cook in pursuit. Now Eva Martin trying to win possession away as it's cleared all the way toward the scorer's table.
Caitlin White on the turn and the clearance, throwing right at half field.
Chested down. Chapman tries to gain possession away from Emma Henderson. Yeomans tries to keep possession. She does briefly. Gets the pass back. Didn't initially expect it, but now she has possession. Opportunity to go from one into the other on the big switch. Not enough on it. Allen having to pursue, trying to get possession back. Here comes Gulafak.
Couple of step overs. She carries it centrally. Beautiful through ball looking for Daniels. Can Daniels cap off the 6th goal? Or can Driver get her 4th? Dylan Driver, left side of the 18. Carries it inside the box. Cuts it inside. Tries to go centrally looking for Daniels. Cleared away by the Fire. But right back to the feet of Zmitowski. Zmitowski goes for a long distance shot. Sails wide right. Goal kick.
Keep an eye on center F and find out how many more ticks of the clock we're going to have here. Decatur is going to remain perfect.
John, I guess it's safe to say a hat trick on the night, 1 goal earlier in the week.
I'm thinking.
Dylan Driver, player of the game?
Dylan Driver, player of the game.
Dylan Driver, player of the game. And where'd she go to college?
The boss is happy with that one, Auburn University.
And there you hear it. 3 whistles, and that means the end of the 90 here at Decatur High School, where Decatur FC has gone on to defeat the visiting Atlanta Fire United 5-2. What a game we had, John. Atlanta Fire starting off the night with a goal from the penalty spot, and then Campbell Chapman made a couple of tweaks, and then the goals just started to rain in for the home team.
Lewin from the spot in the 16th made it 1-0 to Atlanta Fire. Driver with a brace in 3 minutes. 23rd and 26th made it 2-1. Kathy in the 42nd made it 3-1, and that's where we were at the break. Second half, Istone helped with an absolute rocket at 45 plus 3. 48th minute made it 3-2 Atlanta Fire. Then Driver in the 53rd made it 4-2. Collier in the 66th made it 5-2 for Decatur FC. So let's take a peek at the rest of the grid for Decatur FC on Tuesday at Gunners, and then the home and home Impact 15th and 20th, then the 27th, the home finale on the regular season here at Decatur High School. That's a run-in right there for DFC.
Real quick, if you cannot make the Tuesday game at Impact, we'll have you live with our brother and sister Jason and Madison on the NSN network. And for Atlanta Fire, Tuesday, they go to Georgia Impact, where you can listen to Jason and Maddie. Saturday, they go to Chattanooga FC, the 20th at the Gunners, and they will play their last game of the season against Chattanooga FC away.
So that's the rundown for the run-in here in the Southeast. Great effort tonight by Atlanta Fire, but the night goes to Decatur FC. 5-2 winners on the board, and that's a night, partner.
That is a night. Thank you so much for listening to us wherever you may be. WPSL Soccer on the National Soccer Network. Thank you so much once again. For John Nelson, I am Drew Dickinson. Everybody enjoy your weekend. Drewski, Nelson, out.